Press it, Morecambe. Oh, come on, eh? Gary, it's the FA Cup weekend. It's always a nice event.
Yep, looking forward to it. We love the FA Cup, love taking part in the competition. It's an absolute honour. So yeah, I'm very, very pleased, to be back in the FA Cup again this year, and to come in here. We like to come here and meet you guys again.
We seem to play each other an awful lot at the moment, don't we?
Well, we've met once or twice now. I consider you an old friend now.
Exactly. Okay. So, shame about all the injuries then.
Yeah, we've struggled for the last 3 or 4 weeks now with a very depleted squad. We've got actually quite a big squad, but in the 18 months that we've been doing this, we've never had so many players out. I think the most we've ever had at one time was 6. The injury list on Thursday night was a list of 17 senior players.
But it is a physical league, this one, though.
I mean, that exactly tells a story. Yes, we've played some very tough, some very physical games, and we just said there, in all honesty, the last time we actually had anything like a full squad to choose from, we played you guys at Garforth. So we've been struggling ever since to put out what would be anything like a first team choice team.
I mean, we played Stoke away last week in the Women's Premier League Cup, and they were skillful. It wasn't as sort of physical as we normally get against
Birmingham. Was very tough. They were a very physical side. Very clearly had a game plan, and they enacted it to their credit, very, very well. I think, given that we were already depleted before we arrived there, and we were playing several of the younger players, we couldn't cope with their physicality, and we ended up...
How'd you get on anyway?
We lost 4-1, I think it was, but we ended up losing 4 further players during that game, which again tells the story.
So, not as warm. The weather's drawing in a bit. It's a bit cooler. There's a nice breeze off the bay.
It's a good day for football, this. I like a little bit of a breeze. I like a little bit of wind. It makes the ball move in the air and makes it unpredictable for all of us, including the players.
Thank God there's no snow. Gary, I'll speak to you after the match.
Absolutely, mate. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Ooh. Gandalf, he had a good day today.
Oh, Gandalf.
Sorry, Catherine.
To say it was 5-0, I thought we played quite well, and we did good passing, and we did actually a good piece of football. So I think the 5-0 scoreline's quite harsh for us.
Your passing in possession was good, like it was at Leeds. Yeah, I mean, it was tremendous there, but you can see the way you play football at Leeds.
Well, yeah, we've just been trying to focus on the passing and keeping the possession at training. And I think today it did come across a bit, but obviously...
It must be a bit desperate when you've got 9 first-teamers out.
Last year we had the full...
No, you played as 4-2 in Leeds.
Oh, yeah, we had the full team out there.
Yeah.
But today we had... it was quite a different team.
But this mostly injury?
Yeah, mostly injury.
Right.
And we thought because it's a cup game, focus on the league a bit more. But yeah, it was quite a different team. It was quite a young team today. Yeah, the 16, 17, 18. I am 18.
The good thing is you've got a team for the future there.
Yeah, it looks good for a future few years. And I think obviously in a few years we're stronger, more physical, and we're more experienced, obviously.
Yes. So would you like to pick out a couple of your players who really played well, besides yourself? Gandalf, nothing gets past you.
Rachel Landricum. But yeah, I thought when she got the ball, she went forward, positive on the ball, tried to get past people, tried to have a shot sometimes, and I thought that looked good, and she was very good with it. And Martha, she, especially when Carl went off, she had to come back and drop into centre-back, and she doesn't play centre-back that often, so it was quite a new position, and I thought she did well with the tackle. She got stuck in there, and when she didn't have the ball, she wanted it, so she asked for the possession, yeah.
And we can't not mention the handbags in the second half.
No.
I mean, I have no idea how this all started. There was a couple of tussles around the place, or...
Yeah, it got quite heated in the second half.
But I've seen matches where the tackles have been worse and it's been feistier, and it hasn't sort of developed as this, you know.
Yeah, I think one of the Morecambe players did start a bit on ours, and then I think she kept on going, and then the ref spoke to about both our players. Both got a yellow card, but I think it just kept going after that, and then it didn't really calm down.
Perhaps the ref should have stamped it out a bit more.
Yeah, I think he should have maybe took charge a bit more.
From my point of view, it really seemed to be nothing at all, really. But
I didn't really know what actually happened. I just was there on the after bit.
I mean, in other games I've seen worse things happen than this.
Yeah, I've seen a lot worse. Coming in late challenges.
Anyway, Catherine, thank you very much. It's nice for us to win 5-0 and feel happy, because when we came away from your place and we lost 4-2, you feel really down and stuff like that. So
I know, well, we'll see each other again.
Yeah, we have one more match in the league. I don't know when it's coming up, so it's over here, isn't it?
That's December. I remember checking before it came. Early December.
Oh, Christmas presents.
Yeah.
Catherine, safe journey back to Yorkshire.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Well, that was a good victory today, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I think that was a very weakened side to what we've played last time. I think most of them were reserve players.
They're obviously 9 players out.
Yeah, they're obviously wanting to win the league instead of in the cup, so they've obviously sent a weakened side. But I thought we still played well. We all worked really hard.
And Becky Whittingham had her football boots on today, shooting boots on today.
I did today, yeah. So the keeper was obviously quite short, so we looked to shoot and scored 3.
Scored 3 goals. And tell me about the Morecambe team. Who would you say played well today?
I think everyone had really good games. We had 3 drop out today, so we had 3 players missing today, so we had a little bit of a weakened side as well, but it didn't show today, and we all played really well, I thought.
And what do you make of the sort of fouls in the second half, the bit of nastiness?
I don't know. Their fans just went a bit crazy, but other than that, that was it.
So you're happy to have a second hat-trick in 3 games?
Yep, second hat-trick, and I wasn't even number 10 today, was I?
Your granddad was there?
Nan and Grandad were there, yeah, he was happy.
Right, thank you very much.
No problems.
That's fine, thank you. Give me 10, thank you. Go on, Dan, keep going.
Well, Mr. Barrett, a good victory this afternoon in the FA Cup.
Yeah, we didn't have the strongest of squads today, to be honest, at the start of play, so I was a bit worried about how things would pan out, but without taking anything away from the result, I think Leeds was probably under strength as well, so it's probably flattered us a little bit if you were to look at fixtures from previously and what might be to come, but happy with the result and happy with the performance.
Anyone you want to pick out today on the team?
Yeah, I think Beth Fisher stood out for me today. Becky played well as usual, but Beth hasn't played outfield for a while now, so it was good to get her back in the action. I'm sure she's appreciated as well, but she stuck at it, she got herself a goal, and she worked really hard, so I was pleased for her. Back 4, solid.
Well, I disagree with that. In the second half, I thought was the time when good thing about Leeds is they never give up. They do keep going, and they kept putting the ball through. And there were a few times when Jodie was called into action. She had a good game today. I thought she played really well.
She did. Jodie's another one that hasn't played for a while, so it was good to get her back in the action and get in between the sticks. Back 4. It happens in games when teams are 4-5-0 up, they do switch off or they start to do things they wouldn't normally do. But yeah, Leeds came into it. They were a good footballing team. They've got a lot of teams at Leeds, so for them to say, yeah, we're under strength, they've always got good players to call upon.
And they look as though they can have a strong team in the future as well.
Yeah, they've got some good young girls there, and obviously they were young, and I think that's benefited us because we're an older team and we can perhaps give certainly as much as we get. So it does have its positives when you're playing young girls because they can be a little bit intimidated, and it got a bit tasty at times. So again, it may have had a negative effect on them, but we certainly stood up and we were there to be counted, so it was good in that sense.
The game's over now, so everything's finished and blown over, hopefully.
Hopefully. We've had a good chat with their chairman, and although there was slight animosity at the end there, I think we've levelled it all out and we've gone away sort of thing, well, that's the end of that and we'll just forget about it.
Well, we've had a good relationship with Leeds, and we enjoy playing them. It's becoming a good match. a real Roses match in a way.
Yeah, it's always a good match at Leeds, especially with the support. They didn't bring as much today, but the ones that they did were quite vociferous. So obviously it was interesting to say the least. And yeah, Leeds are a nice team. They don't have any nasty girls in there. And it's like us. I always say we're a nice team, and we come off the field usually moaning about other teams because we're can be a little bit naive at times in that sense. But we came through it well.
We're through to the next round of the FA Cup. Would you fancy Chelsea, Arsenal?
They don't come into the draw yet, but a nice easy draw. If we could get a few more games in the FA Cup, it always helps add a little bit of pennies to the coffers.
And next week, I believe we're CMB at home in the Lancashire League Cup.
CMB in the Lancashire Cup. Hopefully it'll give me the opportunity to bed in a few of the non-regulars, but we'll see what squad we've got for next week, and hopefully we can put on another good performance.
Nick, thanks very much indeed.
Thank you. It's a pleasure, as always.
Oh no. Thanks. You happy with that?
It was.
No, we're not interviewing yet. We'll do it
it was.
later. It's different, wasn't it?
Well, they passed it around all right, but they didn't have anything up top.
But I tell you what, they didn't have